Doki Doki Literature Club made me feel the emotions and fears that prove you're a human being, and now I want to talk about it. However, the game does not really fit into any top 10 lists I have planned and would not really work on a list of its own that I could think of. What would I make? Top 10 Doki Doki Literature Club characters? There's only 5 in the game! Would that cookie Natsuki threw at Sayori's face count as a character? Regardless, I want to discuss this game/visual novel in a way the internet has not done already, beyond the standard playthrough review or theory that Monica is actually Giffany confirmed. So I'm going to use this video to analyze this game in the best non-top 10 list way I know how to. Turn it into a fighting game concept. Clearly this is the next logical step for this fake-out dating simulator. I'll do my best to figure out how these characters would work in a fighting game based on various aspects of the story. Similar to what I do on my fighting game speculation lists, where I look at characters that should legitimately be in actual fighting games. And here's the obligatory there will be Doki Doki spoilers for those of you who found this video before learning about the game, so consider this your warning. It's pretty interesting, so I'd say check it out at some point. Now let's give this idea a shot. Hopefully it goes well. Yuri is the easiest character to think of a base moveset for because she's the only character in the game who has a conventional weapon. She collects knives and was the most affected by glitches when Monica started messing with the game internally, giving Yuri some extra sources for potential fighting game supernatural powers. Now, knife users in fighting games are sporadic, but there are some good examples, mainly in 2 of the most iconic fighting game franchises, Cody from Street Fighter and Kano from Mortal Kombat. I think she could work like Cody, where she can equip a knife, but she would have multiple knives that she can equip from her alleged collection that change her offensive or defensive options, like the Chi with Iron Fist in Marvel vs. Capcom. Unlike Cody though, if she does not choose to go with the other knives, she will still have her base knife equipped, which will be... Whoa, Yuri, this is a family-friendly channel, go do that off screen somewhere. Anyway, she can primarily use the knife from that one scene where she spills ketchup everywhere. She'll use this knife like Kano for throwing and various melee attacks that open up for juggling or target combos. If this imaginary fighting game has super moves, she can have that standard quick consecutive blade swing super move we see with many weapon-wielding characters, just with her knife. I'd also give her a command grab super based on the various points in the story when she grabs your arm to pull you in, like when you're cleaning paint off her face. Only I want this to be a command grab super that works like Ghost Rider's penance stare super move in Marvel vs. Capcom, where Yuri stares at you close up, emulating this scene. Her ultimate super move could be a cinematic onslaught of weapon strikes like a Soul Calibur 5 super, just like how Yuri showed those festival ribbons who's boss, or maybe something involving her glitched close-up faces when Monica was really messing with Yuri's mind. Get this girl some Visine. Based on the size and appearance of Natsuki, you might expect her to be a rushdown character being small and fast, but I'd envision her to be a projectile-based zoner. I mainly base this on that one scene where Natsuki throws a cookie at Sayori's face, so can anyone say cookie projectile? I'd imagine her zoning tactics would work like Harley Quinn in Injustice or Peacock in Skullgirls, with Natsuki throwing ingredients of varying sizes based on that one scene where you bake cupcakes with her for a much longer time than we needed to. To create space, I'd give her a Zoner's teleport, which I guess could work like when Natsuki glitched onto the screen when the game started to break a bit, meaning the teleport would have her colors invert and she'd appear on a different part of the screen with that jittering effect if this moment could be translated into a teleport. Or she can just dash across the screen really fast, like when she snapped her neck and no one ever spoke about it again. For super moves, Natsuki breaks out the cupcakes, throwing the full plate of them at her opponent, which she can fire like Arthur's goddess bracelet in Marvel vs. Capcom, where it's a multitude of individual projectiles in a row rather than a giant beam. If you want to get real creative, another super move could be an upwards projectile where she throws her collection box of pristine Parfait Girl manga. Basing this on the scene where she falls off the chair and the manga goes flying in the air, this move would function like Dr. Doom's Sphere Flame in Marvel vs. Capcom, or Super Boo's Human Extinction Attack. How do I think of these ideas? Not too many weird things with her moveset, but if she fights Monica, she better tell that bad squid pun in an intro line or something. Not because it was funny, but because I respect her for telling an awkward, lame joke that no one reacted to. I sympathize because that happens to me all the time. Have you seen my other videos? If I were there, I would have at least given her an awkward high five and said, "Yeah, I get it, I acknowledge it, good job." I don't have much for Sayori, but if I had to give her a moveset, somehow she turns into a grappler when I attempt to create attacks for her. The best I could think of is giving her a series of command grabs based on all the times she hugged things in the story. She happily hugs the main character, she solemnly hugs him, she hugs the cookie she gets. Why am I getting so much material from that cookie scene? Just make some of those hugs a pile driver. She even sort of does that Captain Ginyu grab from the back a few times in the story, or at least that's what it looks like she's trying to do with the game's limited animation. The only other gimmick I could think of for Sayori is to give her an apple juice power-up move. This is based on the Sayori route of the story where she hits her head and initially uses a cold bottle of juice to relieve the bump that was forming, but then she starts to drink it instead because, hey, free apple juice is delicious. This move could work like any other temporary power-up move in a fighting game. If Frank West did it in Marvel vs. Capcom, Sayori can too. These ideas are getting weird and ridiculous. Let's get on to the big character. Monica would be a very unique fighting game character. Since most of her seemingly sinister work was behind the scenes, I think that she would play like a trap-setting character in a fighting game. Using contemporary examples, Monica would be like Lex Luthor in Injustice, Naoto in Persona 4 Arena, and Trish in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Because her powers involve messing with the game from the inside, when she sets a trap on the screen, if it connects with the opponent, it will cause the opponent's character model to glitch out in certain ways, similar to how characters in Doki Doki would pixelate or lose parts of their model briefly. Some glitch traps can cause pure damage, and others can cause a crumple or stun state that allow Monica to combo. I'm not sure how Monica would combo, but maybe she could have projectiles based on the text boxes that tell us just Monica. And maybe she could have a move like Storm's Foul Wind, which draws in the opponent against their own free will, similar to how she forced our mouse to pick her over the other girls towards the end of the game against our own free will. All hell should break loose with her super moves. She should have a super move like Shenko's Tenraiha and Darkstalkers, where spiked balls fall from the sky. All of which for Monica should be selection boxes that read Monica, raining down on the opponent to show us who's the best choice. Or I guess the only choice. Best choice, that's what I meant. For her ultimate attack, I have two ideas. The first option is she drags her opponent into her endgame world. My best comparison is Marvel vs. Capcom with Dormammu's Dark Dimension Ultra combo, since he also entraps you in his dimension, only Monica's attack would be entitled Your Reality.
Dark Dimension. Welcome to my realm.
The second option is the deletion route. Give her an astral finish / instant kill where she deletes her opponent from the game just like she did with everyone else in Doki Doki Literature Club. She could open up the game's character folder, grab her fighting opponent's character file, and crush it like Magneto would.
You are defeated.
Is this getting too abstract? I feel I've gone more in-depth than I planned. So that's the Doki Doki Literature Club fighting game. It's never gonna happen, but if the less than 0.01% chance that Monica makes it in as a guest character in some other fighting game, we have a base move set. So, was this a bad idea from the start, or did I somehow make it work at all? Do you have any ideas on how these members of the Doki Doki Fight Club would function? Let me know in the comments. This was just a side video, but if you want to see more videos like this where I turn a series that should not have a fighting game into a fighting game, or maybe ones that should have a fighting game, let me know, cause I could always do this again. And don't worry, I'll be back to top 10 lists in the next video. Anyway, thank you all for bearing with my irrational ideas, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.